Drink that. There we go. And then I need to pull up the YouTube chat. It's trying to change the orientation on me. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we're ready. Okay, so since last time, I did try fixing the bug of extreme lag in Tomb of the Forgotten. That led me down a really long rabbit hole. So I've partially fixed that bug, but it's not entirely fixed it yet. I figured out that it's specifically happening when things are moving at relativistic speeds. So we're talking like billions of units per second. So, I mean, you shouldn't ordinarily be going that fast, but, yeah, it seems like the bumpers can potentially accelerate you to go that fast, which is, not correct. So I'm trying to put in some safeguards to prevent that. I'm not quite sure why it happened the one time we saw it in the stream yesterday, because, like, I verified that even if you're going hundreds of thousands of units per second, there's no real lag. So, yeah, I'm not so, like, we were not going that fast in the stream. Not yesterday, the day before. But I'm guessing that some enemy was probably, like, stuck between some bumpers, and that enemy we couldn't see accelerated to relativistic speeds. Because it looks like in the worst case scenario, it might be able to double the speed every time it collides with a bumper, which would be like every 0.3 seconds. So that could get out of control really fast. So maybe that's what happened. But I'm not really sure. So further testing is still required there, but it's looking promising because it looks like I should be able to fix the problem just by bounding the speed. And it's also looking like you should still be able to move at very, very fast speeds if you want / try to. So that's good. But anyways, the other thing I was doing is I was setting up this level. Of course, last time we did like all the decorations and put all the walls and floors and lights and stuff in place. But then in the meantime, I set up this circle, which is a timer, and set up the gate and rigged up the level properly so it all actually works now. And so yeah, you can come in here, you can hit the pressure plate. I mean, I can just show you. Actually, I just show you what is happening here. Well, what the heck? It just closed with no error message? What the heck? Please don't do that again. Or give me an error message if it's going to happen again. Okay, there we go. I had my computer crash just before stream. Well, this is a little loud. Oh, I think I have my volume up here. Let me turn it down like there. Yeah, I had my computer crash just before stream, so that might have been related to that. I'm not sure. But I was testing this a bunch earlier today, and I wasn't getting any crashes, so I'm pretty sure it's fine. Yeah, this is wait, no, we're going here. So this is the level. Okay, so the airlock works now. Great. And then, yeah, we've got the pressure plate. You've got the gate down here with the line pointing to the pressure plate, indicating that's what you need to do. And so you do this, and then down here, this starts moving along, timing how long you have to keep the light wisp alive for, and enemies start spawning. And if they were to take out the light wisp, then the timer resets. You can see. And the torch relights, and then you can hit the torch again to restart it, and then the enemies spawn again. So yeah, that's the idea. You just have to keep the light wisp alive on the pressure plate for the 2 minutes. Why am I I respawned back here because I didn't step on the respawn pad at that level. Oops. I may have forgotten about that. Okay, let's get back over there. I'm not even sure why I just respawned in the Tomb of the Forgotten. Or sorry, in the Tomb of the Forgotten. Why I just respawned here in the Shrine of the Cosmos. Oh, probably because last time I was... Wait, no, not this way. Last time I was working on this, I was fiddling with the level transition on the bridge in the Shrine of the Cosmos on the other side of the Reliquary. So that meant I was in the I was in the Shrine of the Cosmos, and so that's probably why. Just step on that. There we go. Okay. So yeah, now basically we get to go set up a whole bunch of enemies that spawn. So the laser minions that you're seeing spawn are from this object, which I can change the rotation of. I can move it around, and then it also has these properties indicating what type of entity it spawns, as well as what times it spawns at. So I put in 2 timestamps here. So that's why there were 2 laser minions, because it was spawning 1 at 2 seconds and then 1 at 3.2 seconds. So we can configure that. So I was thinking a little bit about this, but I want to think about it some more. So like, let's open Notepad++ here. So we've got a number of different minion types that we could spawn, right? So there's the spike minions. There's the shotgun minions, the eyeball minions. There's the laser minions. There's the pop minions. The mini bosses. The sentinel minions with the poison. And there's the shield minions with the laser rings. And there's the channel minions that slow everything down. Yeah. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting one? There's the chase minions, right? But yeah, we're not spawning the chase minions. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and then of course we could also just spawn in projectiles. So what kind of projectiles could we spawn in? I had 2 ideas, but let me just quickly scan through the list here. So we've got blindness spirals. Yeah, I don't think we want that. Bumpers, chase minion, clockwork bolts. Those are like, I think we want slower projectiles, because if it's really fast, like if the projectile spawns, it either has to go directly towards the light wisp, in which case you're going to have very little time to react, or it's going to go not towards the light wisp, in which case, well, I mean, it's just not a threat, right? So it needs to be like slower moving projectiles. So yeah, clockwork bolts are the fastest things we got, so not those. Crimson orbs take up way too much space. Daggers are quite fast. Sparkles, darts are quite fast. Dark swords, they could be slower, but you can't really do anything to stop them. So they need to be stoppable is the other thing. And energy arrows are pretty quick. Explosive stacks. Fireballs are slower. Yeah, we might be able to do fireballs. Fireball, fire circle, fire swirl. Do I remember what each of these things is? No, not really. What are they? Fire circle. Oh, is that? Okay. That's just a telegraphing thing. And then the fire swirl. Oh, it's just a regular explosion. Okay, well. Then moving on. So Fist Pulse, Fog Shroud, Furnace Fire, Gravitational Well. Uh, that's an idea. I don't know if we want to add that kind of chaos to this level, but I suppose that's an idea. The heavy knockback spawner, homing laser minions, or homing laser minions, homing lasers, homing mines. Homing mines could actually be pretty cool. Horizontal lane, kaboom, large eyeball, laser beam, laser line, laser minion, lane, light wisp, meteor, meteor spawner. Oh, where am I? Here we go. Spawner, mine explosion, mini boss, minion spawning, Odeku's vortex, orbital sword, phase statue trigger. I think the orbital sword is actually unused in the current state. I think I scrapped that attack because it was too stupid. It was too difficult to deal with. Practice dummy pop minion, rare kaboom, phase statue trigger, pressure plate, roar, pulsar statue. Shockwaves. Shockwaves are actually dangerous because like they could push the light wisp off the pressure plate, which would be bad for you. But I mean, also, what the hell are you gonna do to stop a shockwave? So, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Shotgun minions, skull laser, small eyeball, star shuriken, static orb, summon pillar, teleport effect, thunder, timed mine, time orb. Timed mine. Time orb. No, that's similar to the shockwave. X magic, vortex. No, okay. So yeah, I think these are the only real 3 projectiles we want to consider. Fireball is a more straightforward projectile, and then homing mine is an alternate way it could hit the thing. And the gravitational well isn't really something that would affect the light wisp, but it's something that could definitely affect you, and that could really cause you problems. I kind of would like to have another projectile, though, that's just like a really slow moving projectile. Like, really slow. Yeah. And then for the minions, we've got, so spike minions make sense, I think. Shotgun minions definitely make sense. That would definitely be a good threat. Laser minions, they could be a good threat, but the thing is, I think the laser minions are going to end up being a lot more of a threat to you than to the light wisp. And granted, this room is both ends up being kind of a, you have to survive for 2 minutes, but you also have to protect the light wisp for 2 minutes. And I think the interesting part of that is protecting the light wisp, right? And laser minions are, I think, going to be freaking annoying for your survival, and they're not going to do a lot to threaten the light wisp. So I'm going to not put laser minions in there. Pop minions are cool. Those are definitely good threats. Mini boss? Definitely a threat to the light wisp. I feel like that might be a little extreme, but maybe if there's just like one mini boss at like the halfway point or something, that could work. Maybe it would have to be like a reduced HP mini boss, right? Like not a full HP one. Sentinel minions, they're not going to be a threat to the light wisp. They're just going to be super annoying. Let's not do those. Shield minions. Well, yeah, I think they're good. I think they would both be a threat to the light wisp as well as a threat to you. So yeah, let's keep those. And then channel minions I don't think are going to do either. They're just going to be annoying. Okay, so those are the kinds of minions we want to have. I'm not sure if we want to actually have a mini boss. Dang it. There we go. And I'm not sure if we want to have a gravitational well. I think having a gravitational well would be cool. Like, let's try it. Let's try putting like one gravitational well when the timer's like a quarter of the way through. A mini boss up here when it's halfway done, and then another gravitational well over here when it's a quarter. I think that would be cool. Yeah. And then I think the main attacks are going to be homing mines, waves of fireballs. Like, oh yeah, so with the fireballs, what I was thinking is that they would, like, shoot one by one horizontally. So, like, you have one shoot from here across, and then another here across, and then another here across, and another here across. And it creates, like, this moving wave of fireballs going up the screen. And, like, if you have them start from opposite corners, then, like, no matter where in the arena you are, you should see this wave of fireballs moving towards the light wisp. And that lets you know, oh, I need to get over to the light wisp to defend it from that, right? And so even though the fireballs move kind of quickly, that gives you more time to react. They're not that fast, but they're not slow. One issue, though, is if they're spawning from these corners, they're going to hit these pillars. And that could prevent you from seeing them particularly quickly. Which is a concern. We might have to move those pillars around, huh? Yeah. Anyways. Okay, let's try this. So let's start with let's start moving this one over here, right? Reset the rotation. Change the type to gravitational well. Now, where in this list is the gravitational well? That's an excellent question. Yes, it is a very excellent question. I should probably just go to the source file for this and search for it. Well, there's a storm gravitational well. That one moves. We want a stationary one. There's a gravitational well buff. Huh. So the source file is this. $136, right after all the lore books. Okay. Oh, one thing to consider. If the gravitational wells, like if you lose, the entities stay around. So the gravitational wells do have to expire after a period of time. I think these gravitational wells here, this one, I think they last for like 8 to 12 seconds, somewhere in that range. Let's check. Loops until death is 1. Yeah, 12 seconds. Okay, so like a quarter of this circle is 30 seconds, so it would last for like that period of time. So like that's fine, I think. So like let's have it be this will spawn at the 30-second mark only, and then we'll have, yeah, like 2 of them appear. One right here. Oh. and one right here, or here, yeah. Yeah, and then at the '90-second mark, we will have 4 more spawn in like the corners here. Like there. The heck? The tiles don't line up with the pillars. That's what I'm getting confused by. Okay. Like there. How far from the wall is it supposed to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. So those are the gravity wells. I guess I should name them that. Well 1. Otherwise it'll be easy to lose track of all these different things. Okay. All right. And then we'll have one mini boss spawn. A regular mini boss? Let's make a new variant. So let's go duplicate. This one will be the squishy mini boss. And so it's not going to have that little HP, but it's not going to have a lot either. It's going to have like 24, I'm thinking. So like 3 javelins or 5 thrusts or 8 light slashes will kill it. So it's like, it's not that squishy, but like you can totally burst it down. Especially if you have some damage up skills. Oh, not invulnerable and attacks enabled. Otherwise exactly the same, but the type needs to be different because we need to be able to spawn it in. So we need to go down here and go squishy. What? Why don't you indent properly? Okay. Okay, great. Am I sure I didn't delete anything here? Okay. Squishy me boss. And then we gotta tell it where to load that from. That's in loading. Resource references. What the heck is it called? The squishy mini boss. Entity type mini boss. Squishy mini boss. Okay. And then that needs to be a common resource, or a, what is it called? Summonable entity, yeah. There, okay. And then we just build this, and then we can change the type of this to squishy mini boss. Okay. Okay, so then if we go do that and like put that up here. I did change the type of this. Yes. Okay. So we can close that. Timestamps. Yeah. No, this one would be at 60. Okay. And then this is the mini boss. It's just a regular mini boss. You've seen it before, but now you have to fight it while defending the Light Wisp. That might be too difficult. I think that's a little scary. We'll see how that plays out. I'm a little concerned about that. Okay, so how long does it take you to kill a minion? Like, we can probably allocate a time to each of these. Like a mini boss. Okay, if you're hitting it with 5 thrusts, a thrust, I think the whole animation takes like 0.6 seconds or something like that. But realistically, you probably hit it more like once per second if you're going really fast. So that would mean the mini boss is going to take at least 5 seconds. But then we probably want to like double that to factor in like, you know, evasive maneuvers, defending the Light Wisp, missed attacks, set or baiting attacks. At least double that. I think we probably triple that. And so we say this one takes like 15 seconds. And then the shield minion, you probably need to light slash and then block twice. Each time is going to take... Oh yeah, so like... You probably need like 8 seconds to deal with the whole thing. Because you need to go up to it, then you need to light slash twice. Each time is only 0.3 seconds, but you need like a half second to start up as well, so you can set it up and actually see what you're doing. So that's like 1.6 seconds. And then yeah, if you triple that, you're looking at around 6 seconds. Maybe let's put 7 seconds. Pop minion. This is really simple to deal with unless you get out of control. So let's put like 2 seconds. And then the shotgun minion. How much HP does it have? I think you can kill it with 2 thrusts. So if that's 2 seconds, then you triple that. It's 6 seconds. Which sounds about right. Easier than shield minion, but still not trivial. Spike minion is a little harder. How much HP does the spike minion have? I mean, it's not more dangerous, but like... Oh, that's the other thing. Hang on. So this has 11 HP. Okay, so if it takes like 3 seconds to kill that, triple it, it's like 9 seconds, right? So I'm thinking we can use this and we can allocate a certain amount of time to each of these, and then we can overlap these on top of them. But another thing I'm thinking about is I think for all of these minions, they have a max aggro range. And I think for this case, for this level, all of them should simply aggro on you immediately, no matter where you are. Yeah. That's a little annoying because it's kind of been hard-coded into their AI how that works. Each of, like, it's not like they just have a aggro range property. It's built into like how they decide which attack to do, because idling is considered an attack. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to take a look at that. But for the moment, let's say when you begin, let's start by summoning 2 spike minions. I think those will be good to teach you the concept. Excuse me. Okay, where the heck is spike minion in here? Spike minion. Where is this? It's around 100. What is it close to that I could recognize easily? Okay, it's a little ways above the lore books. Spike minion. There you go. Okay, and then this is going to spawn initially. This is going to be like one of the first things that spawns. So I think I want to give you like 5 seconds to see that the timer is active, and then we'll start spawning stuff. So put that at 5. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so then we'll have it spawn. I want it to be relatively close to the pressure plate, but also on either side. So like this, and have them both face that way. Yeah, just 2 to begin with. That takes up 18 seconds. So we're now at 23 seconds. Let's have 3 shotgun minions spawn in. That might even be too evil, but we'll see. It's probably close to this. Probably. There's shotgun minion phases, but where is the shotgun minion? There. And so we set it 23. So we'll have 1 spawn down here, 1 spawn over here, and 1 spawn over here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We're just worrying about the minions now. We'll worry about the projectiles in a minute. So, theoretically then, 3 shotgun minions takes you another 18 seconds, and that brings you to 41, 41, right? So for reference, we're about here on the circle. Like, the timer is now advanced over to here. Okay, so at 41, let's get a different type of minion. Shall we do pop minions? No, I think we should do pop minions later, because in the second half, you're likely to have the mini-boss still alive. And I think pop minions are going to be a lot more reasonable for you to deal with while fighting the mini boss at the same time. So we should have shield minions come next. And so if I just said we're at 41, right? So we have like 19 seconds left before the mini boss spawns. And we have 7 seconds each. So let's just do 2 shield minions. That'll give you some extra time. Okay? Before the mini boss spawns. So shield minion at time 41. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think these don't have a facing direction, so I should just put them like that. Okay. Oh, except this is wait, what did I just do? This is shield minion 1. And this is shield minion 2. Okay. And then what do we got next? The mini boss, we already said that. Okay. So, oh, and then the pop minions. Yes. So then the mini boss spawns, and that we have said takes 15 seconds for you to deal with, right? So that takes us to 75 seconds. So then we have pop minion 1. Where is pop minion? That's gonna be way down here. Pop minion, there you go. So this is at 75 seconds. So we're gonna have these spawn farther out. And there's just gonna be a ton of them. I'm thinking like 12, 3 in each corner kind of deal. This is going to be the only wave of pop minions. We'll have some of the other minions in subsequent waves. But you can really see, like, 2 minutes goes by, is going to go by quickly. What did I do? This row right here. Okay. So yeah, we have 12 pop minions that then did I change time? I did. Okay, yes. These all spawn at 75 seconds. 75 seconds, 12 pop minions, and then, okay. And then let's have one more wave of enemies. So if the pop minions take 2 seconds each, and there's 12 of them. That's 24, which takes you to 99 seconds, which for reference is like here on the circle, right? So at 99 seconds. I'd like to have a variety, like probably like 2 more spike minions, 2 more shotgun minions, and 1 more shield minion, right? Okay. Or wait, we could just spawn them from the same locations, right? Could. Do we want to? Yes. And then shotgun minion 2 at 99. 3 at 99. And then shield minion, we're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna have 3 that's gonna be located here at 99. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and that's all the minions. So in total, in 2 minutes, you have to take out 1 mini boss, 4 spike minions, 5 shotgun minions, 3 shield minions, and 12 pop minions. Okay. It doesn't sound impossible. Nor does it sound easy. But we'll see. Okay, and then we want to... okay, well, you know what? Let me just try the level like this first. Because I want to add some projectiles in 2. Like, in particular, really want to add some homing mines in. Right? Because I've already used the gravitational wells, and I'm not really sure about the like static moving projectiles like fireballs, but the homing mines sound really cool. I really want to add those. So yeah, you come down here, you see this, you see the gate indicating this system, and you see the pressure plate swell, so you do that. You see that starting to move. Okay. And then the spike minions appear. So we're just going to go over here. Right. It's not aggro from very far away. Well, let me go grab that. Okay. Easy so far. But I mean, they're not aggroing from across the screen yet, so I just finished with those. Oh gosh, don't hit the... Okay. Now we have these gravity wells. Oh gosh. Okay, so we have to pull that one away from the light wisp. Okay, that worked. Oh, no. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. He just immediately reset the whole thing, because he spawned, immediately did a dash attack on an angle, and immediately hit the light wisp with... Yeah, okay. Okay. So I feel like what we should probably do, he can keep his dash attack, but it needs to have no projectiles. I think the projectiles on the dash attack make that mini-boss very unfair, right? And also, I'll just mention that, like, at this point, the level feels quite chill. Like... yeah, it feels like I could definitely ramp up the difficulty, which I want to do both by making the minions aggro from anywhere in the arena, as well as by adding the homing mines. And maybe some other projectiles. But, okay, so starting with the mini-bosses thingy. Where are we? Mini-boss. Okay, so we need a new mini-boss phase. Right. Triangle slow. And then we're also gonna have... What did I just do? What the heck? How did I highlight that? What the heck? I don't know what that did. Why is it all highlighted? I did Control D. I thought that would duplicate it. Well, I don't think that has a functional impact, so, oh, okay, I can escape. Oh, I see, there was something in the top left. Wait, what was that? I don't know what this is. I don't understand. Okay. Okay. No projectiles. Triangle. No projectiles. Oops. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so we don't override that. Copy this. Oops. And then we do want to override get commands. And so yeah, you do want to play the dash sound effect. You just don't want to create any of these projectiles. Yeah. Okay. That should be no problem. We go add this data type. Yes. Again, this is a terrible design pattern, this whole class, but let's not talk about that. Far too late to fix this now. Okay, that, and then we have to add a new phase that uses that. I guess we can just add it to here, like mini boss. No dash projectiles phase. Fantastic name. Then we add this to here. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then this, oh yeah, so this becomes mini boss, no triangle, no projectiles. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then mini boss, no decta. Oh yeah, so then we can just build this. And in our mini boss scene, is it not built? No, it's not built. It just closed the window even though it's not built. Thank you. That makes sense. Okay. Here. Mini boss, the squishy mini boss. Right. This has the... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that should help with that. Yeah. That should also make him a lot less dangerous to you. But that should be okay because, I mean, we should be able to add in other things into the level to make them more dangerous. So let's add some homing mines. Duplicate this. What? No, duplicate this. Homing mine 1. So where the heck is that? Oh, there. I happened to spot it. Nice. Okay, so when do we want these? So like between 5 and 23 seconds, you're dealing with the spike mains. So it would be nice, I think, towards the latter portion of that to spawn one of these. Just one to begin with, right? We'll start easy. So between 5 and 23 seconds, so like maybe at 15 seconds, then you've had 10 seconds to deal with it, and you still have 8 seconds before the next thing spawns. So at 15 seconds... Let's have it be like over here. Yeah. 15 seconds. We'll have a homing mine spawn, just one. And then during the shotgun minions, so the shotgun minions take you from 23 to 41 seconds. So let's have it be during the middle of that. So, like 9 seconds in, at around 32 seconds, we'll have 2 more spawn. And then these ones are going to add some asymmetry. So this is at 20, no, 32. Oops. Yeah, so they're just on one side, which adds some asymmetry to the whole thing. Yeah, because the 3 minions you're fighting are this one, and that one. So now the fact that these 2 spawn over here makes a difference for which way around you're going to fight them, clockwise or counterclockwise, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then from 42 to 60, you're fighting the 2 shield minions. So let's have 3 of them spawn during that time. Or should we? I'm just thinking, if we want other kinds of projectiles to also appear, maybe it makes sense to have a break from the homing mines here. Okay. Sure, let's have a break from the homing mines here. So then let's have number 4 appear like 5 seconds after the mini boss has appeared over on this side. Actually, let's have it appear down here. Yeah. So then it's going to whiz up here, and if you're over here fighting the mini boss, it could potentially be whizzing past the light wisp. Right. I'm just thinking about, we could also put rocks in this arena. Would that be fun to push those around to try and like guard the light wisp? Probably not. It's not like you can use Force of Bracton to push them safely, because then you could also push the light wisp by accident. You just have to javelin them around. Okay, so that's, sorry, homing mine there. So then I want a wave of 3 of them. So after the pot minions appear at 75, this is 90. 75 is here. Yeah. After the pot minions appear then, so now there's a lot of chaos caused from those. Let's wait a solid 10 seconds, so maybe around 85 we'll have a wave of 3 of them appear. Yeah, okay. 85. And then these ones will be located down here. Well, 2 of them right there, and then another one just like on the opposite end of things. Actually, let's take the 2 here and spread them out a little bit. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then Huh. And then, so what happens next after the pop minions? Then it's the next wave of minions around, what time? 99, right. And then you have the last 20 seconds to defend them, right. Oh, one thing that occurs to me is all of these are set to detonate at the same time. I don't think that's quite correct. So this one detonates at 15, this one detonates at 32, this one also at 32, and this one at 65. Change this. Have this one be at 30. Or no. 31. And this one at 32. Yeah. And then here, 65. Okay, 65. 85. 86. And 87. So they don't all detonate at the same time. They're staggered. So even if you block one, you're still in danger from the next. Yeah. Okay. And then how long do homing mines take? To detonate. So animated, it says loops until death is 3. And they live, yeah, so 1.6 seconds, so they take 4.8 seconds to detonate. Okay. And the explosion itself, I mean, is basically instant. So what we should probably do is time it so that there's a swarm of them that detonate right before the end of the clock, right? As like the final climax of the level. So if that's so if we want to have, say, 7 of them, we could even reuse these positions. That would be kind of interesting. Sure, let's reuse these positions and have them all spawn. Okay, so then the last one, let's have it detonate, yeah, at exactly 119. So it would spawn at 115, right? And then the one before that, 114.5. The one before that, 114. The one before that, 113.5. The one before that, 113. One before that, 112.5, and the one before that, 112. Yeah. So then they detonate in half-second intervals faster than the previous ones, which I think makes them more dangerous as a swarm, and that's like the final climax to the level. It's from 112 to there. Yeah, 3 seconds. That one's at 115. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this. These shouldn't push the light wisp as long as I stay away from them. Oh, they're also not aggroing on me from very far away. Oh god. No! Why are they shooting that way? Oh my gosh! Holy crap! That scared the crap out of me. Why did they go that way? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh! Okay. There should definitely be some kind of like sound effect for when you win and when you lose that. Because right now it's just kind of like, oh, I won, or oh, I lost. It's kind of like anticlimactic either way. But yeah, that was actually a good climax level where you're suddenly swarmed by a ton of stuff. That was good. But yeah, like the level is still overall very easy, very easy. So we definitely want to do some more stuff. By the way, once this light wisp expires, which happens at the 3-minute mark, let's just wait for that. The door down here doesn't close, does it? Oh yeah, and also my soul sight may use disengaged. Can I also get back out of that lock? I can. Okay. Okay, yeah, so that re-engaged. But the door here is still open. Right. I can go down and I can get protection of Arias. Okay. This is a good level for protection of Arias, too. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what do we want to do next? I mean, I think the most important thing is to have the enemies aggro on you from a distance, because I feel like I can't really balance the level properly until they do that. Because when they do that, that's really going to change how a lot of this feels, right? Like, even the spike minions or the shotgun minions, right now, they're quite easy because I can just, like, run around the center and just take them out one by one. But if they all aggro on me immediately, they're all going to be trying to cross over the center, and then it's going to be super freaking dangerous because I'm going to be having to come over here and stand here and defend them and keep them off of the center, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I need them to aggro. Okay, so going back to our list, that is nothing important. I know what that is. Going back to our list, gravitational wells, of course, not an issue. Homing mines. Now, I would have thought the homing mines would home in on you from any distance. How do the homing mines work? They either got stuck or they just were not homing. So yeah, they have movable and they have a homing acceleration. Okay. So if we go take a look at that. Movable. Movable. Homing acceleration. Yeah, so you do this homing on player bodies to home in on, which is from get player bodies to home in on. Okay, so then the homing mine node games place players where, oh, it has a homing distance property. Oh, well, that makes it easy. Oh, yeah. What do you know? Okay, well, yeah, that makes it easy. Well, I don't really want to change that for the normal ones, but is there a way I can change it for these ones without having to just create a duplicate? Probably not. I should just create a duplicate copy. Okay. Duplicate far homing mine. See, that a lot of when I duplicate code, like, it's not a good pattern to do that, but like I'm at the point where I'm like, yes, this project is coming to a close, so I'm just like doing whatever I need to get things to work, because I don't need to worry about maintaining this code in the long run. Okay, so like, if we were going from there to there, like, this is 2208, this is 1824, right? I mean, okay, why am I thinking about this? I should just put like a really big number, right? 10,000. That will be more than sufficient. Okay? Okay. We do need to add a new data type for it. The far... Why does this thing never want to be indented automatically? Far homing mine. Okay, and then we need to add the resource reference. The far homing mine. Mine scene. Where is the homing mine scene? There it is. This becomes the far homing mine scene. The far homing mine. Okay. Build. And then I can set the far homing mine property there. Oh, and then we have to change the type of the thing we're summoning to far homing mine. Right. Oh, it's still building. Yeah, so then we can go to these and change this type to far homing mine. Okay. That should address those. And then we have to worry about these 5. Yeah. Okay. So starting with the spike minion. So like it idles. 0.6 per or 0.6 idle value when the distance is greater than 450. Basically. Oh, and only when it was idling. So this is just what it needs to aggro in the first place. Wait. But it will only say to walk if it was previously walking or did the spike attack. And what the heck is this? I created better formulas for this in the longer term, but these ones aren't labeled. These older ones aren't. So distance minus the pursue.engage distance, which I'm assuming is 450 or something like that. So the distance of the thing, say it's 1,000, minus that, divided by the engage distance. Okay. So that means, yeah, closer is 0, farther is 1, but then it does 1 minus. So it's trying to evaluate for proximity. I think, if I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, it's trying to evaluate for proximity. which means it can go back to idling. This is okay. So then the spike attack always follows pursue, and pursue only can follow the walk, and it cares about the engage distance because this is the distance it thinks it can hit the player with the spikes at. Okay. So for evaluating when it goes idle, we just care about these first two. We don't care about the second two. But I'm a little confused why it does stop moving, because I know the spike minion does stop moving if you get far enough away. Is it just because they both walk and idle evaluate to 0? And so it just chooses to idle? I guess. I'm pretty sure the shotgun minion never stops chasing you once it sees you, because I've had it chase me quite long distances before. So like this one, idle is... This looks like the same logic, just with a different engage distance. Shoot. It just shoots whenever it has line of sight to target. Okay. Oh, well, it evaluates whenever it does. But yeah, it looks like it's doing... what am I trying to say? It looks like it's again doing for proximity. Is that really right? I guess so. I'm just doing some cases in my head here. 1500. Yeah, it's doing proximity. Okay, that's a little weird for a ranged enemy, but okay. But that does mean once you bypass max target distance, it's going to evaluate to 0. But what about walk? So if it shot or it walked, then it returns this, which is, okay, what? Max target distance is 1200. The min walk distance is 800. So this is 400. So it's taking distance minus 800. And it's dividing it by 400. Okay, so it's evaluating for distance. For max distance. So, okay, yeah. So when it's far away, it'll choose to walk towards the thing. Right. That makes sense. So in this case, that's why this one never de-aggroes. So like for this one, in order to get it to engage in the first place, we would probably just do this. So, okay, but so For shotgun minion, we just need the change to make it not idle in the first place. For spike minion, we both need the change to make it not idle, but then we also need to make it prefer pursue, or sorry, there's walk, which is for max distance, right? Pursue is a little different, but it's still for max distance. So we need to make it use one of these. Pursue only follows walk, right? So we need to make it prefer walk over idling, which I guess just means it should be returning a non-zero value here. I mean, we could probably just do this in its current state. So like if the prior attack wasn't idle, and it wasn't spike attack, and it wasn't minion walk, then that means it was pursue, right? Or wait. I just realized there's another attack in here. The bowling attack. That's another one it could be. But yeah, in any case, if it's not any of those, so it was pursue, or if it doesn't have a value, then, oh yeah, so wait, you just say, if not prior attack dot has value, return 0.01. Okay, and so then it will, like for the normal spike minion, it will idle only if this doesn't return 0.6. So that would mean it wouldn't go back to idling, right? Okay, so that is a change in behavior from how it works. I kind of want to avoid changing the behavior of the current spike minion, right? Yeah. Well, wait, hold on. This wouldn't make it go back to idling, though. Or this wouldn't prevent it from going back to idling. Because this is only for the very first time you evaluate, when there's no prior attack. Which is also when this thing says. So basically what this now means is that, well, before... Yeah, so if this thing evaluates to target distance is greater than 450, then it's going to prefer to use idle. But if target distance is less than 450 when it spawns in, then it's immediately going to walk. Okay, wait, that makes sense. Okay, sure. And so then for both shotgun minion and spike minion, the only change I need to make for the variance in this level is I just need to remove the idle attack, so it's not even a viable option. It's not evaluated. Okay, making progress. So I gotta do that, and then pop minion. This is always just evaluated as 0.01? What the heck? Okay. What about target dot distance is less than 1720? Why is that just hard coded in there? What? Oh, there's a limit aggro distance on the pop minion. Pop minion. Why don't I see that? Because it's set in code. Oh, it's a parameter. Okay, wait, we can do that then. That actually makes this easy. Because what I can do... Go to here. Sorry, no, not there. Pressure plate timer. Here we go. This is the thing that does the spawning. And when you spawn the entity, we pass in these parameters. One of them is the growth duration. And then we can also just pass in this false. Great. Done. That parameter will just be ignored for the other minions, but it'll fix the pot minion. Okay, great. So that one's done. Spike minion and shotgun minion, we need to remove the idle attack option. And then what about shield minion and mini boss? Okay, let's look at shield minion. Why am I looking at this? No, the attacks. Idle. Okay, so that's always just 0.00 or 0.01. So we would then want pursue to always be... Wait. Oh, I see. Yeah, you have this engage distance and this persist distance. But what you could do is you can just change this to be 0.02 and this to be 0.01. And now we again just need to remove the idle attack. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. And then the mini boss. So the mini boss's idle is same thing. Okay. Oh, I see. So for the mini boss, it doesn't have like a sequence of attacks. It's just doing, yeah, evaluate for optimal distance. See, this is a nice method to have. Makes this a lot easier to read. Evaluate for optimal distance and evaluate for max distance and evaluate for proximity, right? Yes. Right. Okay. Wait. So evaluate for max distance. Wouldn't this always be greater than 0? Because the min distance is... When would it ever idle? Yeah, now I'm confused. Because doesn't the mini-boss variant in the Tomb of the Forgotten, doesn't it idle until you get there? What about the other levels? Well, the Precipice doesn't have any. Neither does... Well, the Hall of Souls entryway has one, but it's its AI is disabled until you engage it. Inner Stockroom doesn't have one. Keeper's Passage has 2. Their AIs are disabled until you engage them, I think, though. Wait, is that right? Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Oh yeah, so the mini boss. The armored mini boss. This is the one, the Keeper's Passage. Yeah, its AI is disabled until you engage it. Oh. Well, why does the one in Tomb of the Forgotten idle then until you get there? This is an excellent question. Does it idle? I thought it did. Maybe it doesn't? Huh. Oh, I guess it doesn't idle. It's that if you are sufficiently far from it, it's just going to do this attack. Which, okay, it does have a constant accelerating mover, but like it moves it like a really tiny freaking distance, right? Like the initial speed is, yeah. So like it's moving hardly anywhere, and then as soon as you get to it, it dashes back, and then it's like back where it started, right? Okay, so, or it pushes up against something or something like that. So it's probably not idling. So, okay, there's probably nothing I even need to do for the mini-boss variant. Although this brings up the question that the one for the Tomb of the Forgotten is probably a problem. So we'll have to come back to that. Yeah. Okay, anyways. So for the, I need water. For the, let's see here. So that means these two are working. So for these three, I need to remove their idle attack as a possible attack. I guess we just create variants of each of those minions. The other option would be to try and have them like, what am I thinking here? Would be to try and have them like respect this parameter, right? We could try and have them respect the limit aggro distance parameter by just like, say, in here, spike attack phase, only including this if it doesn't have the spike attack, or if it doesn't have that parameter. But this thing has no knowledge of the parameters. So, yeah. Okay, this doesn't. But could you not wait, hold on. I'm just realizing there's another issue with the spike minion, isn't there? Because if you go far enough away from it to where it would have gone back to idling before, like if this just returns 0 because you're like sufficiently far away from it, pursue returns 0, spike attack returns 0, then like, yeah, that's not right. So this should return 0.01, non-zero, basically saying prefer this attack over the other two. But then this should be like that. So it should prefer, so in this one specific case, it should prefer to walk over idle. Wait, I guess it should be like this. 0.03, 0.02. Right. So in this one specific case, it should prefer to walk over idle, but otherwise it should prefer to idle over walk. Yes. But now I'm going to remove the idle attack, and then it's going to just not be an option. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, I need to get water, and then, yeah, I think I'm just going to add a new phase for each of these three mains, and then we'll just have to create a scene variant. Am I? Wait. So, like, here I could just check that parameter, right? And then, like, because, like, here, this is returning an evaluate for max distance. So you could just check that parameter here, too. Or sorry, in the idle method, I mean. And then similarly here, you just check the parameter in idle. Huh. Okay, yeah, wait, why don't we try that and respect the parameter? Okay. If I'm right, this should be pretty easy. So the three idle methods, that's pop minion. So this is idle for spike minion. We need idle shotgun minion and idle shield minion. Okay. So in each of these cases, you start by saying if, can you just go, yeah, entity dot parameters dot try get field data fields dot limit aggro distance and not value. So if it does have the parameter and the parameter is set to false, don't limit the aggro distance. Then here you return 0. Let me just rename this. What? What the heck? What? Huh? What's the shortcut for renaming here? That is not that. Okay, I guess I'm doing it manually for the moment. I'm pretty sure I checked that you can rename symbols here before I started using Visual Studio Code, but I don't remember how I did that now. And so then same thing here, and same thing here. Okay, if I am correct now, for everything, that shouldn't prevent their aggro distance being limited. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that happened again. Didn't even make it to the main menu. I think that's my computer is doing something crazy. So I've never seen this before today, and this is right after my computer crashed. And it's not even like getting to running start of the code I've changed. Yeah, so they like immediately moved towards me. Well, that guy did. This guy, okay, so that guy did not. That guy did not move towards me. Okay. And that guy's not shooting at me or walking towards me. No, this is not working. This is not working. Okay, so the spike minion... Wait. Go back to... here, where we're spawning the thing. We say limit aggro distance false. Okay. So then this tries to get the parameters. It should successfully get limit aggro distance. Out it. I just realized, is this always not null? Hold on. This is not helpful. No, it could be null. Okay, we should probably just fix that so I don't have to worry about null checks everywhere. Is that not what this is? Yeah, it's a data store. That's what I thought. Oh my gosh. You can't. Oh. Okay. Where's the back button? Oh my gosh. Just do this. Prevent bugs. This is not the reason we were just seeing that issue, but I'm just fixing this because I don't want crashes down the line. And then intangible. This one. Okay. So yeah, it gets here, it evaluates to this to 0, and then it should go to walk. Well, this is still evaluated for proximity. Right, so it would look, but it should say, oh, prior attack doesn't have value, so I should evaluate to 0.03, which is greater than 0, and so I should walk. And then next cycle it comes through and says, oh, the last thing I was doing, I was walking, and so we return get value for distance, which I mean, guess that does evaluate for proximity. So would it just like idle returns 0.02 in that case. So this should be 0.01. But like either way, same thing. Is it actually running that? Okay, that one crashed after I started. This is happening a lot. This is not good. And every time it's completely silent crash. I really hope it's just my computer having a bad day. Okay, I saw it move one step towards me. I did see it move one step towards me, and then it stopped. And I do see it saying limiting aggro distance. Okay. So yeah, it did at the beginning say this, and it walked, and then next time it evaluated, it should have come through and said, okay, the prior attack was spike medium walk. So we check this. And so it should evaluate to this. Oh boy. Why is that not happening? What the heck? I do see it said limiting aggro distance a number of times. So it should have said that once for every time it picked an attack to do, which the left one, the one that was attacking me, hit me with spikes twice, which should be 3 attacks. Walk, pursue, spike, walk, pursue, spike. And then, so the right one should have also gone through at least 6 attacks. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that looks about right. So it looks like it limited it every single time it ran the AI. Which means this is always returning 0. And this is returning 0.01. Sorry, that's not correct. If the distance is greater than the pursuing gauge distance... Oh. The problem is this is returning 0. So wait, specifically here, oops, we want to return the max of 0.01f and this. Okay. We'll worry about the shotgun minion in a minute. That should fix the spike minion, right? Oh my gosh, it's gonna crash again. Why? I should check my logs. Maybe there's something in the logs. No, it's empty. Oh my gosh. I want to try this on my other computers. We'll do that later when I'm not streaming. Yeah, now it just walks towards me. Aha, okay. Now it doesn't have an error display. So that one is still just ignoring me. It's not walking. It's not walking. It's not shooting. It's not doing anything. Okay. So Spike Minion is working. Wait. Spike Minion idle normally returns 0.2. Yeah, okay. 0.02. Shotgun Minion. Okay, so this is just saying it's always returning 0. But apparently it's not thinking it should do this either. Isn't this evaluating for max distance though? Like, how far away am I? I am like from here to here, right? That's like about 1,500 units, okay? 1,500 is my distance, minus the min walk distance, which is 800, so that's 700. And then this is 1,200, this is 800, so that's 400. So it's 700 over 400 is like 1.75, right? So this should return 1.75. Oh, but only if the prior attack was walk or shotgun. And then shoot is evaluating for proximity. So it also returns 0. So idle should return if it was idling and the target is farther than the engaged distance. But this one never goes back to idling. That's the thing. So then this should just say... Sorry, no, walk. If the prior attack wasn't either of those, or then return that. So prefer walk over idle if you're not explicitly idling. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. That should fix that one. Oh, it's crashing. Okay, it seems like it's crashing every time the first time, and then the second time it's gonna work, right? Okay, I think it's my computer. I think it's something to do with it doesn't want to start up immediately after a build. Probably something in the build system has still got a lock on some file or something, and it crashes when it tries to access that. I think restarting my computer would probably fix this. Oh yes, that one's immediately walking. Okay, cool. Yeah, and these are definitely all coming from distance. Alright, cool. Wait, was there one of them that didn't? Maybe it got stuck on something? It might have gotten stuck. Oh my gosh, they're very close. Ambient projectiles. Uh-oh. Oh, the door's open. Okay. Okay. Yes, that level is more intense now. It still feels too easy, but it's working properly. Okay, so where do we go from here to increase the difficulty? Well, I think, okay, to start with, the main thing this level needs is it needs some kind of, like, sound effect or special particle effect or something when you beat the level, and also when the light wisp here gets destroyed and you fail the trial, right? That's the main thing. Yeah. Also, I'm just thinking, we could actually, if we want to make this level longer, I don't know if I do want to make it longer, but if I did, think about that. What I could do is I could have it be that there's 3 concentric circles here, and so, like right now, once that pressure plate gets depressed, this timer resets. But we can make it so it doesn't reset, and instead, next time you press it, it lights up the second circle inside. And so then there's like 3 trials, and you have to complete all 3 of them. And when you fail the trial, you don't go back to the beginning of the level, you just have to reattempt that particular trial. But if you die, then you go back to the beginning of the level. Right. That's an interesting idea. It's an interesting idea. Not sure how I feel about it. Because, like, to a certain extent, this level is already an auto-scroller, right? Like, I don't think you want, like, a 2-minute auto-scroller is one thing. A 10-minute auto-scroller is much more painful, right? So I don't know that we want to do that. It's an interesting idea, though. Because it's like, I don't know. How long of an auto scroller is too long? Let's start with this one trial, right? If I can make this one trial particularly challenging and it feels like a really good challenge, then we can just stick with this one trial, right? But if I make this one trial and it's like, okay, the trial is pretty difficult and like it feels really intense and it's still too easy, okay, well then maybe we need to have like 3 of them, right? But yeah, like the other thing is I don't feel like there's that many ideas to throw at this one trial. But I do kind of want to do more in the way of defending this Light Wisp. Like, you know in Undertale when you fight Undyne, or in Deltarune when you fight Garrison, and like, you know, you're having to defend from like 4 directions, you could do kind of a similar thing here, where you have projectiles coming in, like you're standing here with your shield, going and defending the directions. Although this is an omnidirectional shield, so you could just stand on top of it. Which kind of makes that weird, right? Yeah. So like if we were to do something like that, there would need to be a reason to step away from the center, right? And a reason for you to like go like this and like guard away from the center. Yeah. I mean, I suppose one thing we could do is we could put, like, fences around this torch. So, like, the Light Wisp physically can't escape, and you physically can't enter. I suppose except with Light Grapple. But other things, like projectiles and stuff can enter. Enemy attacks can still pass through, right? That's an idea. I do also kind of like the idea of having the multiple trials, though, for the purpose of, like, say, instead of having 1 2-minute trial, you have, like, 3 1-minute trials, right? Because if you have 3 1-minute trials, then losing any single one of them is not as devastating, right? And then you can also make the trials more intense as a result. That's true, because then the player's going to lose less when the Light Wisp does get sniped by something. Okay. I like these ideas. I think we're gonna try that, actually. So, like, the first trial can basically be a condensed form of the one we just did, right? Like, right now it's 2 minutes. We condense it down to 1 minute, and then we probably slightly reduce the number of things in it, condense it down to 1 minute, and then we add 2 more trials. The second trial is like, yeah, projectiles coming from all different directions. You can't stand on the center because there's fences around it, so you have to, you have to go around it and block the projectiles. And that's where we can have, like, the waves of fireballs coming. and then like some other projectile that's just coming along really slowly. Yeah. I guess you can also have projectiles coming on the diagonals too, yeah. And yeah, homing mines as well is another thing. Homing mines you can throw in that level too, which is another thing that would force you away from the center. Or to attack, right? Yes. And then the third trial is just like projectiles and enemies, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so I think that'll be it for now, because between this stream and next stream, what I need to do is I need to set it up so that we can have those 3 concentric trials, because right now everything is hard-coded to be this one trial. So that's what I'll do for next time, and I'm also going to try and look at that crash and see if it was just a today thing because my computer's being funky, or if there's something worse going on. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for now then.